Hi, I'm Gabriella, and I'm here to discuss how educators can use brain-based research to meet the needs of all students. To start out, here are the topics I'm going to discuss: why students don't like school in the first place, the physical environment of the classroom, students' motivation and engagement, their ability to recall from memory, and lastly, all of this put together, brain-based researching. So let's get started. Why don't students like school? The answer is simple: because the mind isn't actually designed for thinking. People are naturally curious, but they are not naturally good thinkers unless the cognitive conditions are right. The brain serves many purposes, such as supporting the ability to see and move. Compared with this ability, thinking is slow, effortful, and uncertain. Despite the fact that the brain doesn't like thinking, solving problems brings pleasure, like when successfully solving a puzzle or a word search. But success is the key because the brain doesn't like content that's too hard or too easy, but it makes you successful. Successful thinking relies on 4 factors: information from the environment, facts in long-term memory, procedures in long-term memory, and space in working memory. So what does this mean for the classroom? Make sure there are problems to solve that present a moderate challenge, respect students' limited knowledge and space in working memory, and slow the pace and use memory aids to help prevent working memory overload. The physical environments influence how we feel, hear, and see. Those factors, in turn, influence cognitive performance. In the classroom, some of these factors are seating, temperature, lighting, and noise, but simple changes can be made to the classroom environment to improve learning. Location and comfort of student seats influence their stress levels. Desks should be arranged for students to clearly see the teacher. Chairs that don't provide good support can hamper blood supply, causing fatigue and discomfort. Alternative seating, such as an inflatable ball, should be provided for those kinesthetic learners. Room temperature should be kept between 68 and 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Reading comprehension declines above 74 degrees, and math skills decline above 77 degrees. Very warm temperatures can actually increase anxiety and aggressiveness. This is especially important if you have students with panic disorder or ADHD. In others, it induces lethargy. Insufficient light at school can cause academic or health deficiencies. Reflected sunlight enhances mood, and when we feel better, we usually perform better. Sustained exposure to bright light reduces eye fatigue, making it easier to read and solve complex problems. Long periods of dim light create sleepy, less motivated students. Maximize exposure to daylight with open windows and non-fluorescent light bulbs. Classrooms that fail to address and reduce noise lead to a decrease in student attention and an increase in off-task behavior and discipline problems. English language learners and children with hearing or learning deficits have an especially hard time attending to the teacher in a noisy classroom. Rewards can increase the frequency of goal-seeking behaviors and success rate of new learning, but the brain produces its own rewards, so over time they are not as effective unless used for special surprises. Focus on intrinsic motivation. Let students know mistakes are okay and provide feedback. Allow them choice and to be responsible for them. Have them develop independent goals and provide expectations. Memories are stored in different parts of the brain. For semantic recall, ask students to stop and take notes and summarize when reading. For episodic recall, incorporate mobility throughout lessons. Recall reflexive memory through repetition and by orchestrating emotions in the classroom. Procedural learning involves physical activities which are more likely to be called. To strengthen material, review it daily and weekly. Overall, the brain-based teaching model should look something like this. Now let me go through it step by step. Prepare students by pre-exposing them to the material. Create a comfortable, safe, and secure learning environment. This will engage students, making them physically or emotionally activated, which increases the heart rate, raises the cortisol levels, and depending on the event, dopamine or epinephrine as well. Use framing to activate the neuronal assemblies, which get students' curiosity engaged and ready to learn. Include active components, which can be done individually or socially. Ensure that students have learned and developed deep understanding of the material. Corrections should be made within the first hour of acquisition. Knowledge should be accurate to ensure that the right content will be recalled. Let the content settle. Connections have now been made but can deteriorate or adapt in response to activity. Thank you for watching, and for more information, please visit the resources.
Created using Powtoon.